Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. We should be good now. Let me check real quick. Hello, hello. Okay, we're good on my end. I tried streaming this before. Hello, egg. I tried streaming this just before, but I kind of messed myself up. But today we are trying a new kind of formatting. This is going to be a stream on its own, then I may come back on and actually play the game. But I was going to do a video on this, and then I think the best way to do it would have some chat involvement because I am inexperienced with some of these. And I didn't get through the list. I didn't get far into the list, and I thought this would probably lend itself better to a live. But welcome to the first episode of Tier with Toxin. It's pretty self-explanatory. We're just gonna be tier listing some items. Maybe in the future it'll be different roguelikes or even different categories of items in He Is Coming. But today we're just gonna have a fun little stream kickback. I thought it'd be fun to kind of shake up the kind of streams I've been having. But as always, guys, thank you for all the likes, comments, and subscriptions, all the support. Let's get into this one. I was going to use the He Is Coming wiki to try to work through some of this, but some of them are not as updated as I'd want them to be. I just realized as I got this list together too that one of these lemon and steak items, this is now stone and it's colored as stone. It's gray, but we're going to go according to the order that I took pictures of them. It was pretty much left to right and then top to bottom on the He Is Coming compendium. So we're not actually ranking the common food items, but the combinations. And another caveat, we do not have the eggs because I would have to go through the game and screenshot all the egg combinations and what they do, and I was just like, that is going to take too long. So we're doing all the base items, sadly not the egg, but we are going to start off with the weapons first, and the first weapon we will start off with today is going to be the Bee Stinger. First turn, give the enemy 4 poison, 3 acid, and 2 stun on hit with a damage of 3. This lends itself to a battle start or first turn build, like with a ton of strikes battle start, and then maybe the teeth combo with the poisonous teeth and then teeth that give you armor and extra strikes. I will say this build is countered by Honeydew Melon. I think I built it that way before, and that was a video I did not upload. So we're going to start this tier list right towards kind of the middle with B tier. The way this list is going to go, C is okay items, B is good, A is great, S is amazing, and then D is like bad items, F is terrible items. I doubt we'll get too many F items in here, but I thought I would just put that tier in just in case. But yeah, guys, that's gonna be the first. Feel free to comment if y'all have better experiences, because I forgot to preface this. I think this list is gonna be based off my personal experience with the weapons, so in turn my personal bias too, I feel like. But I'm gonna try to be as fair as possible. I think B is pretty fair for the Bee Stinger because we gotta factor in it's an expensive item. You need a honeycomb. This is honeycomb and skewer mixed together, so you need some expensive items to get this one going anyway. Really just the honeycomb. The next item we have, and again guys, I'm going in order of pictures I took from He Is Coming compendium, so that's going to be another weapon. And I think we have our first firm A tier. I don't see this moving, and keep in mind these are subject to change as long as y'all comment, and I will change my mind along the way, I'm sure. But we are starting with BB Bow. Secondly, Blackbriar Bow, can't strike, turn start, gain thorns equal to your attack. And we start with 3 attack. Again, this is going to be your weapon slot, so it's not a cheap item, I would say, because this is going to be your build, the BB Bow. But the BB Bow build in itself is a Hall of Famer. It's a roadblock if you're building anything with multiple strikes, whether it's wounded strikes, battle start strikes, or strikes per turn. This is going to be your nightmare to play against, and for that we're going to give it the respect of being our first A tier item here. And guys, this is pretty tough because I am not playing the game. There's no sound. I was going to put music on, but I don't think YouTube likes music, and I didn't want to just bring up the usual copyright free music. So this is where we're going to put BB Bow. I think that's fine enough. It is going to be your build most of the time when you have it. So the next one is a love-hate relationship for me. Broken wine bottle. It got changed, so this is why I took pictures in game and I'm not using the wiki. But this could be changed in the wiki, but there's some things that weren't. Anyway, broken wine bottle. Wounded, restore 4 health and gain 4 additional strikes. It's no longer strike your opponent until they're wounded. That's something to keep in mind. There are other items that can synergize with this to give you more strikes on wounded, like the glove. I think it's Swift Strike Glove. I could be wrong, but I think wine bottle, it's going to be your weapon. It requires you getting wounded, and you will restore health once wounded, and you can also put some more items that will get you that health back, and you can get health from strikes depending on what edge you have. Either way, I think broken wine bottle is going to be our first C tier. I just think it's really hard to get going sometimes. I think you need at least an epic or the new Oak Heart Shield that gives you 15 more additional health, which will work into Iron Skin. I like the older version. Older version was more interesting of the wine bottle. If it's old wine bottle, C tier. New wine bottle is concerningly strong now. How so? See, this is why I want you guys to comment. I appreciate y'all commenting. That's kind of crazy because y'all are kind of arguing for the ends of both beliefs here. I think it's a C tier. It's just like, and again, C isn't bad in my opinion. It's just an okay item, but I'm okay with moving this at the bottom of B tier. And I don't know why I'm giving so much respect to the Bee Stinger. I think it's only because it's an expensive item with the honey, and I could see it being strong, but there's a bunch of just high sustainability builds right now that work with gaining armor or that have a ton of health, and I think that Bee Stinger struggles. But I'm gonna keep wine bottle with sanguine coat. Just unlocks turn 1. It's guaranteed muscle pot, but also slime pot and acid mutation. Yeah. Oh yeah, I never even thought of acid mutation with that. I'm gonna put it at the bottom. I don't know. I feel like wine bottle will be at the top of C and probably stay there. I don't know how strong it is. I don't know. Just me personally, I haven't worked with it too much, but when I have, and you get that, as long as you get the wounded proc at battle start with either lifeblood armor, or like I said with the new Oak Heart, or before how it was the Granite Crown with the Iron Skin potion, then you have some sustainability and you get that wounded proc. But it is a muscle potion proc, and with slime pot and acid mutation or the slime potion, it's also good there. These are true. I think at the top of C it's fine. At the bottom, we're gonna keep it here. We have an item in each tier, and it's kind of giving us a rough idea, and I think that's more important as we go on. I think we have an easy D tier item in the. It's lost its identity, but got more consistent. So personally, I'd say it's about on par with Stinger. That's fine. That's fine. I think at C is a bit disrespectful, and I think C is more attuned to my experience, but I could see it being a B tier. The next one I think is an easy D tier though. It's going to be the Cherry Blade. That's the skewer with cherry. Battle start and exposed, deal 4 damage. It is listed as a bomb item, so it has that, and it has 3 damage it starts with. The only thing is, it's battle start and exposed. We have some bomb items that work with exposed. We have some bomb items that work with battle start. Makes sense, but the deal 4 damage is lame. If it was deal 1 damage 4 times or 5 times, that would lend itself to gunpowder and sword talisman, but since it's not doing that, I think it's knocking me down. And it can add on to the bigger bomb items that expose that go with like time bomb. But you want time bomb to have terms before you get exposed, so you can just keep building that damage. But you also have firecracker belt, and there's one more bomb item I'm forgetting that goes off at exposed. I think it's just big bomb or something. I can see it going with that, but battle start and exposed for this to proc 4 damage is kind of very underwhelming, and it's taking up your weapon. It's taking up your weapon slot. I think that's a big thing to counter to what do you say, to factor in, because this is going to be your weapon and it's not the bomb weapon in my opinion. I don't think there necessarily is a bomb weapon that's amazing. I mean, boomstick is now better with the spear, the Razor Thorn spear weapon mod that it has, but other than that, I don't know. I think we're good with Cherry Blade being at the top of D tier. Again, we're going with all the weapons first because that's the order I took the pictures in. Another weird 2 tier item is going to be Deathcap Bow for me. Battle start, gain 3 poison. Turn start, if you have poison, gain 1 additional strike. So you're gonna want to make sure you have poison with you at all times, and it's just 2 strikes, but every 3 strike is a muscle potion proc, as we've just said before with Wine Bottle. Yeah, I mean, Boom Spear is just the better bomb weapon, so I'm just going to keep that there. I think Deathcap Bow, you want to keep poison on you. That's a negative status effect, and it's just for 1 additional strike. Again, Muscle Potion proc is 3 strikes, so you do 2 strikes, and the next turn you'll have that extra damage and armor and speed, potentially. So I guess with Featherweight Edge, it may be nice, but that's like so much to keep track of. I don't think Deathcap Bow is crazy. I think it's a super niche item. Yeah, the Poison Bow, I've tried to use it before. I couldn't get it going because I was trying to use it with Acid Mutation, so I'd lose my armor with the opponent hitting me and doing damage to me, and then my own poison would knock me out. So poison's very tough to work with. I've tried to work with it so many times, but I'm going to keep that C tier. I think it's better than Cherry Blade. I think Cherry Blade is just terrible, to be honest. And now we're about to start getting real because I have another item that's going to be hard to rank. Hambat. Battle start, gain 1 additional strike. Has the 5 health stat. So additional 5 health from the ham. And then the skewer gives it that additional strike. And it has 3 attack. It is a wood item. So it could work with regen builds or the Oak Heart, I think. Or the Oak Heart. Yeah. You know what I mean. The Oak Heart. That's another D tier for me. I feel like Deathcap Bow is odd. If your build acid, it dies, but if you don't, you can easily get something like that wins like 3 to 4 fights. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's kind of it's just an okay item. I've gotten some wins with it. I don't remember. I know I've built it a few times, and it's really, we have to account for the fact that a mushroom is a rare item. I forgot to add that in. But the mushroom is a rare item, so it's an expensive kind of weapon. You're using a rare item to get what you would want to be a pretty reliable weapon. But again, yeah, I don't see it getting a lot of wins. And if that's going to be the litmus test, I think strength is just the litmus test in this tier list. Like, how strong are these items? I don't think it's that strong of an item. But Hambat, we just ranked this. I think the Life Root Hammer does everything this Hambat is supposed to do, but better. The health offer is kind of crazy though. It is, but its utility is battle start, 1 additional strike. I think that's kind of, I can't think off the top of my head what that would get going, because it gets your muscle potion proc on the next turn unless you have more battle start strikes with the belt, the leatherweight belt or whatever it's called. But then that's cutting into that health it's giving you and the survivability. I guess if you get the edge that gives you an additional strike, you can get at least 1 muscle potion proc. I think I like it more than Cherry Blade, at least. We could put it behind, I don't know. Yeah, so it gives you, no. Oh, it gives you 2 additional strikes. Okay, yeah, I wasn't thinking about that hard enough. Yeah, so it will give you a muscle potion proc, but I don't know how much I like that. I don't know. I'll put it behind Deathcap Bow in C. I don't know. I guess it would be a better. I'm gonna put it at the top of C. I think that's fine. It's an okay item. The health is there, but I think that's fine. I think I have the next the next item we're going to will be an easy A tier, I think. It's going to be the Lemon Tree Branch. So let's see here, Lemon Tree Branch. On hit, spend 2 speed and gain 1 additional strike on your next turn. It has a damage of 2 and a speed count of 3. I'm very partial to this. Obviously, I'm sure I'm biased with this, but I think having Lemon Tree and A is amazing because, I mean, that's a Lemon Tree Branch, even with BB Bows being on the field, I guess, and Kingmaker, you can still eke out a Lemon Tree Branch champion as long as you miss the BB Bow builds, honestly. And the Lemon Tree Branch is the counter to the Purity Water build, so it already has that. And it's going to give you the muscle potion procs you need. So, I mean, it's easy in A. I want to put it above BB Bow, but I feel like once you run into a BB Bow build, the Lemon Tree is done. So I think I'm liking the tier list so far. Again, going with the weapons, we have 3 more weapons here. Here's one I haven't really used a ton. Melon Vine Whip. Where is it at? Yeah, Lemon Tree Branch is easy A. This next one is going to be super hard for me to put anywhere. This is going to have the Skewer and the Watermelon. Melon Vine Whip, battle start, gain 1 additional strike on hit, decrease 1 random status effect. It starts at a damage of 3. Most of these weapons do have 3 damage. It does have the water tag, so that's good. It's a cheap weapon to get because it's just Skewer and Watermelon. But battle start, gain 1 additional strike on hit, decrease 1 random status effect. I honestly do not see this a ton. I guess utility wise and on paper it sounds better than Deathcap Bow because it's only good if you need to get rid of stun, stuff like that, especially with the way stuns work now. And I think it's not as harmful as Deathcap Bow. Is it? To me, it kind of sounds better than the Handbat. Yeah. I think I like it right behind Bee Stinger and B. I think we're giving a lot of credit to Bee Stinger. I don't know. Bee Stinger is just so expensive, and if you can get a good build with it, I don't know. I don't see many Bee Stinger Hall of Famers, but it is an expensive weapon with Skewer and Honey required. I just don't know. That it just gets hard to especially when I have limited experience with them. If I go Purity build, I usually go like Purity Staff, where you do damage and then you get rid of Purity, and I think it's tagged as Purity, like you get rid of Purity. I think it's just a random status effect, and I would rather have that, I mean, than have to use a Skewer, I guess, is my reasoning. I don't know. I think that makes sense to me. I feel like there's items that do status deletion better, or status decrease better. I don't know. Top of B seems kind of generous. I'm going to put it in the middle of B, honestly. I don't know. The next sword, I think it got tweaked. I cannot tell, but Rock Salt Sword is the next one. It's going to be the Skewer with the stake. We have to keep in mind that the stake is a rare item, though. Turn start, if your health is full, gain 1 additional strike and 2 armor. So you need your health to be full. You're trying to build armor. This is one of the weapons that combine with Skewer that actually has a 2 count of damage, base stat wise. And it's a rock salt. It's Rock Salt Sword. So technically this is a salt item. Salt doesn't have a tag in the game. Rocks do. This would be so much better if it had the stone tag, in my opinion, because you can use Petrified Statue or Stoneheart with it and get more armor battle start. The real reason you don't see Bee Stinger in Hall of Fame Stipple, Lemonade plus Fungal Cloak. Yeah. I don't know. I'm gonna keep it at top of B. Yeah, that's what I thought. Like, the Rock Salt Sword, I think it just sucks too. I've never understood it. I've tried to work with it because it looks cool to me. I don't know if I want to be as rude It might, I know. I don't know if I want to be as rude as put it in F tier, but I think I might. It just does not, it's just too much to, you're building armor at the, at turn start 2, but only if your health is full. So even if you use stuff like Oakheart Shield into Iron Skin Potion, and the Oakheart Shield works now like the new Granite Crown, which also takes away from this and also takes away from the stone items, because having Granite Crown with like a petrified statue gives it more, and then Stone Heart, which I don't see anybody doing that most often anyways. You don't really see stone builds ever. I used to build a few of them early. He is coming when they had another stone synergy in Kingmaker, but they took it out. I forgot what it was called. But Rock Salt Sword, probably, yeah, I think that's going to be our first F tier. It's just super lame, super situational, and just lame, honestly. Let me see. We got to go to our next list. Okay, so here we go. The next item, which I thought would be our first F tier, and I think it still goes in F tier. Silver Scale Swordfish. Gah, just a mouthful even then. Silver Scale Swordfish. Oh my gosh. Battle start, gain 1 additional strike. First turn, give the enemy 1 Riptide on hit. And it gets in another tier of the bad weapon items because it gives you only 2 damage. So it's going to be on the lower end of damage with the skewer items. This is the skewer with the Riptide fish. Yeah, well, they took Granite Crown out, right? But let's see. I think this is gonna go in F tier because again, battle start, gain 1 additional strike, so just 1 additional strike. First turn, give the enemy 1 Riptide on hit. I guess if you were to get the Hero's Hilt or whatever, a good early Kingmaker solution. Are you talking about the Granite Crown or the Swordfish? I think this Swordfish is lame because the Silver Scale Dagger does so much more. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. I could see top of D for the Swordfish. I think top of D works. I don't know, because I mean the Silver Scale Dagger, doesn't that do the same thing minus the additional strike? I think, I don't know. I'll put it top of D for right now. I could see it going C, but I can't see it going higher. I've never really used it in PvE, but I never thought about that either. It could work PvE. But I'm glad that we're out of all the weapons so far and we can get into some, oh, this next item's going to be a doozy. But I think we're going to keep that at the top of D. The explosive, the Cherry Blade is just terrible. In the Fish Sword, this is, I don't know. Would it be lethal in PvP? Well, I don't think this would be lethal either, because remember, this only gives 1 Riptide too, I believe. Let me see. Yeah. Battle start, gain 1 additional strike. First turn, give the enemy 1 Riptide on hit. So yeah, it gives 2. It gives 2 Riptide. Yeah. It's not bad. It's not the worst. I've only seen it in like Fish Bombers, to be honest. I just punched my mic, sorry. I don't know. I think I keep it at the top of D. But we'll go for the next item, Bitter Melon. We're finally getting into our actual food items in the sense of their items and not weapons. Bitter Melon, turn start, spend 1 stack of another random status effect to gain 1 poison. So again, turn start, spend 1 stack of another random status effect to gain 1 poison. This has the 3 damage, but that's coming from it being a mushroom, and you can't forget, mushroom is a rare item mixed with melon, so it's going to be an expensive one. I've seen it very, very rarely and randomly. Like, it's never been in the skeleton of a build, like of a poison build. It's been in like, I've seen it in status effect, like not removal, but like transformative status effect builds where it's obviously taking these status effects and make them into poison. I've seen it with Deathcap Bow, but yes, I will hear you out on this because I've seen some builds work with, I don't know. I really don't know. I've seen it work with, I think, Melon Bomb before. But initially, it makes me want to put it with Deathcap Bow and C. Just with poison. Because already, I think, hit once with Petrified. Oh, I see what you're saying. So turning stuns into poison? Is that essentially the idea? I could see that working. I could see that working. I don't think it's... I think it's here down, you know? I think it's C down. And remember, C is not bad. It's just okay. C are okay items. But we have to remember it is a rare item in here. There's a mushroom in here. So it's the mushroom with the watermelon. So it gives it some rarity. It's not a cheap item. I don't know. I think right behind Deathcap Bow is fine. I think a lot of these poison items for me are going to get low rankings, except for one. I have one in mind, but let's keep going. The next one we have is very niche again too. It's the Blood Orange. Battle start, gain 3 acid. Wounded, spend all of your acid to gain that much regeneration. So in the past, I've used a ton of Blood Oranges. The big stat here is not only its utility. Yeah, that's it. It does. I'll put it above Bow. I think it gives you more utility than the Bow, I think. But the Blood Orange, it has a stat of 4 speed. So with Hot Pot, that's very good. And just with builds that scale with speed, or say you have a, I'm blanking, but the item, it's a water item that gets rid of status effects, but it uses speed to do so. I think that's good with this extra speed, but also you can use it to scale damage with Featherweight Edge. You can use it to heal. I think 4 speed is huge. And this is a protective item in my opinion because it's cheap, it's lemon, and it's wine combined. And Battle Start, again, Battle Start, gain 3 acid, wounded, spill all your acid to gain that much regeneration. So I'm thinking Acid Potion you could use it with. You can use it with Acid Mutation. You can use it with, at least that's how we built it. Acid Potion, Acid Mutation, and then we had the Life Root Hammer. Yeah, the opal. Yeah, I'm just giving out uses for it. I don't like the opal, but it's something you could use it with. But Blood Orange, I think it's another just kind of okay item. Yeah. Let's see. I don't know. I think I'm just going to keep Blood Orange at the bottom of C. I don't think it's a terrible item. I don't think it's a great item. It may be more useful than Deathcap Bow with how regen has kind of turned around. Actually, I'm going to put Deathcap Bow in front of it and we're going to move on. I don't know. It's really hard to, I think the less we think about Blood Orange, the better. It just is. And that's why it's in C. But the next one is Blood Sausage. I don't have much with this. I don't use much of this ever. But Blood Sausage, wounded, restore 1 health 5 times. That restoring 1 health 5 times is nice because you can use that with a rose to get double that, I believe, since it has like 5 instances of restoring health. And then I've only ever, I can't remember some of the builds I've lost to, but I've seen a ton of builds like 2 patches ago or a patch ago where they use Blood Sausages to do damage and then to heal. But I don't know. I just don't. I don't know. It just feels weird. Most of the wine, yeah, most of the wine items, like the combos with wine, I don't know how to rank them. I'm just gonna keep it at the bottom of C. It could go like, yeah, with any rose, it does amazing. I don't know. I think it's a little, maybe middle of C. I don't know. We'll go there. The next item is another wine combo. So it's the wine with the steak this time. Wounded, restore 10 health, and gain 5 armor. It is a sanguine tag though too. The last 2 items have been sanguine tags. I think the last 3. Yeah, the last 3 have been. So blood sausage I've only ever used with Blackbriar Blade. Yeah, I've seen it do that too. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But a lot of BB bow builds and BB sword builds do best when you do have that rose anyway. So it's kind of a sometimes it's a given that you're going to have that rose in there. So why not throw an easy blood sausage in? I guess would be the thing to think about there. I think Hambat is giving a lot of love right now for no reason. I think that's how I like this C tier. I think that's a great place for C tier right now. Bloody Steak though. We gotta figure out Bloody Steak. Again, Bloody Steak, wounded, restored 10 health, and gain 5 armor. Sanguine tag, food tag, all of these will have the food tag. I don't know how I feel. Restoring 10 health is no joke, as well as the armor, but I just don't, for me, see any real usage for this. I think I've thrown both the sausage and the Bloody Steak, and the Bloody Steak is also using the steak, which is a rare item, so it's somewhat expensive. And I don't think you'll stack a bunch of these in a build. I don't know. I think this is, yeah, it's just like you're getting so much from the wine bottle side, the sanguine wine, but you're getting so little of the usage from the steak. And there's some stone items with the steak that are crazy OP. But I think this is, I don't want C to get too bloated. I'm thinking, honestly, if it swapped the amounts of Arvigam and health, it'd be probably C tier. I know, I'm thinking kind of top of D, middle of D. I know, it's kind of lame. I think, is it the worst of D? I almost want to put it in the middle. I think it's the worst of D. That's actually kind of, I'm trying to be nice. I'm being nicer than mean with the items right now. Being a lot nicer than I probably could be. Let's go ahead and work on the next item though. I think that's fine. I mean, I think the more we talk about it, the worse it gets. The next item is an easy B or A tier to me. It's boiled ham, battle start, exposed, and wounded. Decrease a random status effect by 2. It has the 5 health on top. It has the water tag, which is huge for purity builds. And we'll put it over Cherry Blade. I don't have, that's what I was kind of thinking. I just think the Cherry Blade is terrible. But yeah, boiled ham. Again, this is melon with the ham. Battle start, exposed, and wounded. Decrease a random status effect by 2. 5 max health on top with the water tag, lending itself to purity builds. I'm thinking top of B right now. I think that's a solid B tier item. It works with purity, works with status effect deletion. It's been in the Hall of Fame in the iteration that it's been with the purity water builds that we saw a ton of. I made a bunch of them too, specifically on stream. I remember one stream I just built I built purity water builds to the grave. And yeah, that's that. I mean, it works. Not only does it work, but it works 3 times. I think I'm going to put it at the bottom of A. It is what it... Yeah. Yeah, it just works. That's a good way to put it. Like, you get what you get out of this. It's cheap. It's probably one of the easiest Cauldron items to get. And if you get a lot of them, it's even better. At least at max 2. And it gives you that health stat of 5. I think that's perfect. And it has the water tag. Like, that is a bunch of utility. Okay, let's move on from this. This is going to be another A tier. It's going to be, I think, yes, it's going to be our first food item that's not a weapon with honey, and that's going to be candied nuts. What the? Your thorns deal double damage. Now, this is essential for BB bow builds. It's just amazing to have for thorns build other than BB sword. I think this is an easy A tier. I think it goes, I don't know about top of A. See, I'm looking at A tier right now, and to get the most out of BB bow, you need candied nuts for the most part. And then candy nuts counter lemon tree. I don't know if I want to go about counters affecting it. I think you do have to do that, but I don't want them to be like, I don't know. I think it's an A tier easily, because then if you get, it's going to be hard to make this work, but cactus cap, where if the enemy has no health, thorns are double damaged again, or have deal like, you know, quadruple damage almost, I want to say. But I think A tier for candied nuts is pretty easy. Debatable S. I'm thinking S too. I think A is perfect. I honestly think A is perfect. Okay. I think I'm going to keep it in A. I think I'm going to keep it top of A. It does feel like an S tier, but I think we're going to wait. I want to put more items in context. The next one for me is an S tier, but realistically, it's probably a B or C tier. And that's going to be Cherry Cocktail. So, battle start and wounded, deal 3 damage and restore 3 health. We've used this a bunch. It doesn't feel like a Hall of Famer. I'm sure you can get it there, but I haven't yet. I've seen it in the Hall of Fame. I've actually seen it in the Hall of Fame as a stick build with Sloud making that. I think it was the first stick build in. It was between him and Bog, but the way he did it, the way Sloud did it, it was with a bunch of these cherry cocktails. I think I don't want to put it at the top of B because it's realistically not that good. The hardest item on here, really, at least the hardest honey item to rank, is the bee stinger. It's just so hard to rank because there's circumstances where it's amazing and there's circumstances where it's not amazing at all and kind of just like dies out. I don't know. I think we just need to stick with cherry wine or cherry cocktail here. Yeah, that's the thing. It built an archetype of a build, but it is that archetype. You know what I mean? Like, it's like the comments I got when I was making that build, it was like, you need at least 6 or, oh my gosh, I'm not gonna say it, but you need at least 6 of those for it to, like, people were like, you need 6 cherry cocktails and you'll be okay. Like, that's a bunch. It is a cheap item, but when you have cherry cocktails, that's all you have. And when you do have all cherry cocktails, it's not a guaranteed Hall of Famer. And that's kind of being the litmus test for some of these items that are harder to rank. Can they reach the Hall of Fame? No. It's a super fun item. I think where it is right now at the second part of B is probably the best we can put it. And here we have another easy item to dunk on. Combustible Lemon. Turn start. Spend 1 speed to deal 2 damage. I just think that that's terrible. I don't think there's any way to make... It's using your speed, which there's better things to use your speed for, specifically Featherweight Edge. You can use your speed to heal. Again, we have the Clear Spring Opal to cleanse status effects. If you want to do that, there's better ways to do that, as we've mentioned. But I think Combustible Lemon... I still think Cherry Blade is terrible. I think Combustible Lemon is almost... Here, let's see. I think Cherry Blade is terrible. I think it's the worst. Just Boomstick does it better. Explosive Sword is better than it. It's just not the bomb weapon you want. Rock Salt Sword is still trash. It's not even 1 damage, which is more usable, specifically 2. Yeah, spend 1 speed to deal 2 damage. It's terrible. I think it's just... I think F tier is fine. Top of F. And then the weapons are kind of lame too. I think that's how I'm going with it. It's just like terrible waste, because it also doesn't even have an acid count on it. Like, it has the bomb tag, but it doesn't get, it's the lemon with the cherry bomb, and it doesn't give you acid. If it gave you acid, maybe there's more utility there, but it's just, I don't even know what to think with this item. Kind of lame. We're going to move on to the next item here. Which is going to be our deep sea wine. Another weird to rank item, because I haven't personally used it. When I do see it, if at all, it's with fish bomber builds. So deep sea wine, wounded, give the enemy 1 riptide. Whenever riptide triggers, restore 3 health. Now that's great. That's the fish with the wine. The second part of its utility is amazing, but the 1 riptide, kind of lame. To be in defense of cherry sword, though, at least it has something. At least do something every time. Yeah, that's true. I don't know. Is rock salt sword better than that? I don't know. I mean, we're just fighting for last on this last line. I guess I'll be nicer to the bomb. I don't know. I just don't see why you would want to use that at all. I've seen some people try to build with it, but it never goes anywhere. But back to deep sea wine. Again, wounded, give the enemy 1 riptide. Whenever riptide triggers, restore 3 health. I think that's another easy D. I don't know. I mean, I don't see it much. Yeah, I mean, a lot of these items sound great on paper. Like, a lot of these items are making me go like, I need to start building with these more. And then when you go in, it just lands flat. Like, it restores 3 health, but there are so many high tier builds that are doing so much damage. Like 18 to 30 damage, I think, is easy when it comes to Hall of Famers these days. Like, having that damage, whether it's you're hitting into it with thorns and BB bow, or you're developing that damage with like a lemon tree or like a purity build and just stacking a ton of damage, or even people who are still playing with petrified edge, even despite the patch change, you're not going to heal fast enough, I think, with deep sea wine. I think at the bottom of D, it's great for it. Yeah. But then again, when it comes to riptide items, I think if you can get another explosive fish, you take the explosive fish over the wine, or even take like a riptide roast over the wine. I don't know. I don't think it's crazy. Keep it past week 2. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I don't know. I've never seen it work super crazy. I've seen, like, whenever riptide deep sea wine goes off, it just kind of happens. I'm like, okay, well, let's continue to the battle. Like, I'm still gonna win most times I go against it. We're gonna move on though to the next one. This is going to be, I think, controversial. It's the infamous explosive fish. Battle start, give the enemy 1 riptide. Whenever riptide triggers, deal 1 damage 2 times. So obviously this is lending itself to the gunpowder. It's lending itself to sword talisman. I think this is an S tier, but if I don't know, because it built the archetype of a build. I thought it was killed like a patch or 2 ago. I stopped seeing them, and then the new patch came out. Fish bombers are back. They're like a roach. You try to step on them, they will come back. They're like so many things that you can't get rid of. They're a pest, but it's just like, it works. Like, it just works. You read what you see, you get what it says. It's super easy. You stack a bunch of these and then some other different fish items for utility, specifically the exposed stonefish. You get blacksmith bond, and you're chilling with a Hall of Famer. No questions asked. Super easy. And it only gets better with another item, which we'll get here soon. But I think, yeah, fish bomb just keeps staying. But I think if we're going to do that, we have to be respectful. I don't know though. I don't know. Because think about it. Whenever fish bomber goes against, especially if you have wave breaker, fish bomber going against BB bow, I'm pretty sure fish bomber wins every time. So I'm keeping it at S tier because I'm going to give it respect. I'm not going to try to be mean. I was going to put it in A, but it built the archetype of a build. It's like the pumpkin bomber and the Halloween update, it just keeps going. It's literally just equal value for the invested items, but it gets exponentially more valuable. It does. It gets a ton more valuable. Like, it only gets better the more fish bombers you get, the more tech you get, as in like the stonefish and other things we're going to get to. Let's not spoil anything. I'm cool leaving it at S. If anybody disagrees, let me know. The next one is going to be an item that I am loving building with lately. It is going to be the explosive roast. This is the cherry bomb with the roast. Battle start, deal 1 damage 3 times, already lending itself to gunpowder and sword talisman again. It's a goofy build. It's a lot of way to get a ton of health. I haven't found an amazing usage for it other than mixing it with other bomb items and being able to be sustainable enough to get your exposed procs, your wounded procs per those bomb items you have, meaning if you need those procs, you can get them easily, and the explosive roast give you the extra cushion and padding for that because it gives you 5 health each. I think it's a nice, I think it's a good item. I think it gets C easily. Putting it right next to blood sausage and all the other C tiers makes me realize that it's probably going right behind cherry cocktails. I don't know. I feel like this item I feel like most of the roasts are just going to work. They're going to be your items that tell you what they do. They usually get equal parts of both items that you're putting into it, if not more value. But again, they're not super crazy. I think I remember with OG bombers, the explosive roast were particularly more dangerous. I'm going to keep it in the middle of B. I think that's perfect to put it. It gives you, it just works. I think that's the best way to put it. We're gonna go right along to granite cherry because I just want to get this one out of the way. It is going to be a steak with a cherry bomb. Again, the steak is another rare item, so it's expensive. Battle start, if your health is full, gain 2 armor and deal 2 damage. Repeat 2 times. So I'm gonna read that one again just for me. Battle start, if your health is full, gain 2 armor and deal 2 damage. If your health is full, that's the caveat there. I feel like there's a lot of ways you want to get armor and get even more armor. Again, the oak heart shield is there with the iron skin potion or the acid potion, slime potion. So there's gonna be, at least when it comes to Hall of Famers, you're gonna not have your health at battle start unless you can, at least you're just unless you're just a healthy build. And I don't see anybody throwing in a granite cherry into that. Like, I feel like that's such a waste of a steak. Yes, ham items just make X food item better for sure. But I think when it comes to granite cherry, I think it's just whack, man. I mean, when it comes from C down and even the back half of B, it gets super hard to rank these items just because they're super circumstantial, in my opinion. And if your health is full, gain 2 armor and deal 2 damage. 2 armor is measly, and 2 damage is ridiculous. Like, and it repeats 2 times, so it'll be a total of 4, and then maybe up to 8 damage if you have your gunpowder and if you have your sword talisman. I think this item is just taking away from better items that do these 2 utility things way better. I think it goes into F tier. I think combustible lemon will be at the top of F because it does something. It gives you something every turn. Even though that's not great, it gives you something every turn. These are just strictly battle items. Just shame because the items would be good if they didn't take stakes. You must have full HP. I know that's the terrible part with the stakes. Like, it's just having full health at battle start just does no longer work for most builds. At least with the mechanic of having oak heart shield and having iron skin or having slime potion, things like that. It just makes no sense to carry some of these stone items, which does suck because I forgot to mention it has the stone and bomb tag, but it just does not work. It sounds great on paper again, but just does not work in practice. I want to get to this next honey item that is huge. It's going to easily be an S tier. I think it works in so many builds. Honey caviar exposed, give the enemy 10 riptide. An item we'll deal with later will take full advantage of that 10 riptide, but for now, just based on its stats and what we know with the fish bombers, I think it goes S tier. This is looking like the fish bombers, like a usual fish bomber builders tier list, honestly, but I mean, the fish bomber is just so strong. this item outside of the context of fish bomber still works, I believe, but it just works that much better again with the fish bomb, the explosive fish. Like, there's just too much. I'm gonna put it at the top of S tier because it is a honey item. It's expensive. It's riptide fish and honeycomb. It's an expensive item, but you're getting what it does, and more so. Like, you're getting so much out of this item. I think it's easy to counter, I think, too, because I don't know. You get Stillwater Pearl with it. You're doing 10 damage a turn. When those, you can do different things with Riptide procs, whether that's armor, whether that's procking the fish again. Yes, that's the thing too. Like, I don't think, honestly, in my opinion, I don't think that's gonna push it out of S tier. But if you get honey caviar too soon or too late, if you get it too soon, you're not synergizing with it unless you have Marble Sword and the Serpent Lyre. But if you get it too late, it may be hard to combine it and move it into like a fish bomber build, because you'll get so many fish bombers. You'll get so many, if we're talking about the OG fish bomber, you're getting so many holy shields that you need the space to combine those items, to combine fish, and then you may not have time. You may not have an extra fish. It is kind of niche, but I'll put it at the top of A because the exposed makes it circumstantial. The cost that it takes going through all the bees, crazed honey bears, which always take me out. And then you have to find a cauldron after. I think top of A is fine, or like just behind. I think this is a great A tier. Let's check on the B. I think I'm still liking that. I think it is slightly better than Candied Nuts. I think you're right, because it gives you more utility, or it has the potential to give you more utility, where Candied Nuts is like, Candied Nuts doesn't give you more thorns. It doesn't give you a thorn count. It doesn't give you any stat count. It's just, hey, your thorns are now double damage, and that's it. Whereas I feel like Explosive Caviar, like you said, is a little bit more, it's better in the fact that it's more dynamic, probably. You don't need to synergize with it. Yeah, that's true. I think the list is looking pretty good right now. We're going to get into the next 4 are going to be honey items. That's just kind of the way I took these pictures. It's going to be honey ham, double your max health. I think this is a super easy S tier. Like, it only helps. At any point of the game, it only helps. Honestly, Candy Nuts does have a case for B tier. It does. I'm going to put Candy Nuts at the top of B. Boiled ham, I think, stays in A. I think all these stay in A. I think I like this way better. I think honey ham is easily S tier because it only will ever help you. Like when I used to build the battle axe builds with a ton of lemon hams, or like lemon hams with a ton of those. Any of the ham items, if you have a bunch of them, or even a diamond ham, doubling your stat there is amazing. Doubling your health stat for the new regen build that's been around has been amazing too. It's only good. I think it's the easiest S tier item in here. And now we're going to go to one of the hardest, again, back to back, honey mead. It's one of the hardest to, I think it sounds like it's a hard item to rank, but for me, honey mead, it costs honey. Let's find it. Where is it at? It's this item here. Honeymead, wounded, restore health to full. I don't know how much I like that. I don't know how much I see that. And when, at least in Kingmaker, when you get Honeymead, that is your honey item. Like, you're not going to be able to use honey for anything else. You're not going to be able to have another honey item. It's just going to be Honeymead. I have never seen this item used a ton. I think this item is screaming top of C tier. It is the most okay item ever. I mean, it's almost a detriment in the... Yeah, it's almost a detriment in the sense that that is your honey item and that is all it does. There's a synergy. If we had beekeepers in Kingmaker, honeymead could be A tier. It could. It actually could. Like, because there's that synergy in the woodland where it's the stick, the cloak, and then the helmet. So when you get exposed, you heal with the helmet. With the cloak, you get 2 max health, and battle start, you regen 2 max health. And then the stick gives you like 4 health and 2 damage or something like that. That synergy in itself already heals you to full health at wounded. The only caveat is it takes up your weapon slot, it takes up 2 extra slots, and maybe more if you're trying to get either one of those common items diamond. Whereas the honey mead is taking the wine and the honeycomb, and it's making honey mead, and that's it. In at least Kingmaker, that's it. Because I think I can't remember now, but I think in PvE you can go honey and you can go beekeeper. I could be wrong, and you can have 2 honey items. I don't remember. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that. But for Kingmaker, that's it. It has the potential to be a great item, but in the case of being your only honey item, I think it's just wasted. There's way better, as we can see. True, but it also gives you up to like 20 max HP. The honey mead? For me, I'm just seeing honey mead gives you, it just wounded, restore health to full. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. No, that set is good. And like I said, it's just better than having honey mead. If for some reason you want to heal all your health back up, it will do that. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Whereas mead is just, it do that. Yeah. I almost want to throw it in D, but I think it's the most okay item. I think it has too much upside for us to just throw it in C or lower, or D or F. So I think as of right now, it works enough. That's just what it feels like. It works enough. Like, it doesn't just, it just works enough. The next item we have is going to be our honeydew melon. This, we got hard countered so bad on a Friday. I remember it was a Friday video. I made Champions Greaves the best you could make it. Had Boots of the Sloth, had all the common items you want, diamond, and we ran into a honeydew melon. Battle start, give all your status effects to the enemy. This guy was stacking up stun, poison, acid, all of that on himself, but we gave him stun, so he gave it all back to us. Honeydew melon, though, I'm putting it at the top of C. We're going to talk about it. I think it's amazing, but I don't see it. I see it in the Hall of Fame sometimes. I think it's a honey item, so it's going to go at the top of either B or C, in my opinion. I can see in the case for A, but I don't think it goes top of A. I don't know, because I mean, with no strike builds, I think you're fine. Melon is definitely A tier. Me personally, I don't use it a bunch, and I lose to it if I see it. That's kind of the thing I'm having right now. I lose to it when I see it, but I also lose to all different kind of builds. I don't know. I'm fine with it being an A, because I can see it, I've seen it work. I haven't ever used it, which means it doesn't mean that it doesn't work, but I just don't use it a ton. Like when I get a honey item, yes, it's only at battle start. That's another thing I want to say. It can fall out, like, because I mean, like, fish bombers aren't really giving status effects other than Riptide, so I guess that's not a good example. There's some meta builds that don't rely. There's some meta and there's some Hall of Fame builds that do not rely on giving status effects at battle start. So that's when the honeydew melon just does not work. I think that's perfect for it right now, honestly, because you get so much with honey caviar. These 2 items are builds themselves. Like, these are archetypal builds right here. You have the thorn build and you have the lemon tree branch build. Like, those are builds. Honeydew lemon, it is the build too, but I see so little of it and I don't ever use it. Like, when I get a honeycomb, I'm not like, if I get a honeycomb and I have watermelon in the item set that I'm choosing or the bundle, if it was on exposed, it'd definitely be locked in. Yes, it would be crazy. It's just not, it has a really high ceiling and a really low floor. That is super hard. I think, and I don't think putting it above candied nuts is fair. I don't know. I don't know. I think that's looking good. I think it's looking good. I don't know. Does candied nuts stay? I don't know, man. I don't know. I can't put candied nuts behind boiled ham. I can't. I think this is where we're at. It's like candied nuts where it doesn't always work, but when it does, it pops off. Yes. No, I think we had it right. I think this will be it. I think that'll be it. I think that looks great. I'm really happy with this right now. We have another honey item. It'll be this honey item, and then we'll have one more, and we should be done with the... No, we have 2 more honey items after this. They're all going to come at different times too. I'm just looking at the order of which I took pictures. But the next honey item will be a very expensive one because you need a rare mushroom, and then you need the honey, and then we have honey glazed shroom. Turn start, give the enemy 2 poison, which is alright, I think. But the real shiner here is that you get 4 damage. That is the most you can get from a mushroom combination. Like, I think that's the top tier of damage. Like, it goes from 3 to 4 additional damage per mushroom, and that's including the base mushroom, I think. Unless the base mushroom gives you 2. But we're not ranking base food items, by the way. This is all combination cauldron items. I think at the top of B, and that's great. I don't know, because there's some... It really is mid. Given your some builds want you to have poison on you, and this just totally erases that and gives it to the enemy, which is cool. But it's just not that... not that good for a honey item. For a rare honey item, gives 2, but granite mushroom and honey shroom give 4 each. Yeah, that's what I thought. And again, this will be your honey item. Yeah, this is crazy. I think that's what we're looking at. It is just an okay item. I think I like the list so far. I think it looks good. We're not going to think about it too much more. We are going to go ahead and we are going to go to another great item. Okay, at least we're getting back to items I've worked with. But like, again, just to reiterate, it's like mead where this is your honey item, by the way. Yeah, like it's just like you spend your honey on a mushroom, dude. I think the base mushroom is the best, honestly. I think the rest of the utilities that I don't know, we're going to check all the poison Duran, poison melon, the puffer fish, all that, but I don't know. It's mid. Let's leave it at that. Lemon roast. Battle start, gain 2 acid, 5 health, and 5 speed. 5 speed. That gives you damage scaling with featherweight edge. If you want to use opal, I don't think it's worth it, but I'm just throwing it in there. If you want to use opal, lends itself to opal. And then if you want to heal, lends itself to the feather and the feather synergy with the sword. And then it gives you 2 acid. So it's going to work with acid mutation and slime potion. This is easily an A item. I mean, these 2 are interchangeable. I think we're going to end up with all the roast combos, or at least the rest of them. I almost think like that. I feel like lemon roast is right here. It's more utilitarian than candied nuts. And that's almost making me want to put candied nuts at the top of A or at the bottom of A. I think that's fair. Candied nuts on the top of B. I think that's only fair. And then the roasts up here. I think the roasts, again, are going to be at the bottom of A. I'm sure there's a few roasts that will go B or C. But I think we're locked in right here. I think this is great. It's just there's only upside when it comes to the lemon roast. There's only upside. in my opinion. I know you have the acid, but the acid only makes it stronger for slime potion and for acid mutation, as we said. And then if you come, you got to think about it too. It is such a strong item. It's not going to take up your honey item. And then when you have enough of these lemon roasts, you can then go and save yourself a roast with honey and get honeyed ham and double that health you're getting. So I think this is perfect place to put this. I think it's perfect to put it here. I'm going to move forward. I think that's the perfect place to put it. We're going to go to another tough to rank item that I've been using more recently. I gave it a break, but it is going to be the Lemon Shark. Battle start, gain 1 acid. Exposed, give the enemy Riptide equal to your acid. So you're going to want to honestly try to figure out to carry the Marble Sword and Serpent Lyre so you can get that exposed proc at the start. It's going to lend itself to lemon roast. It's going to lend itself to acid mutation and slime potion. And it's going to lend itself to Riptide builds sometimes. And you may want to have a blacksmith bond to get another exposed trigger, but I don't know how that would work with all the bundles you're going to want to take, because with this one you want Riptide and lemon, but it is very niche, I would say. It sounds amazing on paper. I've worked with it. It has kind of worked, but even that's how I'm kind of thinking. Above Bloody Sausage, right behind Mead, or maybe even at the top of C, or in kind of the right behind the Shroom. I don't know. It's just not screaming super strong to me. It could also be super weak. I'm probably giving it more credit just because it's one of those items that works with acid. I don't really know though. I'm kind of feeling like Lemon Shark is kind of lame, and we're about to get to a freaking amazing. I forgot to mention it gives you 3 speed, so it does lend itself to Hot Pot or anything you're using to spin speed. Bottom B. I'll throw it down there. Let me see. There is merit to it, but you'd have to figure something else to do with all that acid. Well, with that acid, you can come up... I mean, slime potion, acid mutation, at the very least. Bottom of B sounds about right. But bottom of B makes it better than 2 honey items. Is it really better than 2 honey items? Even though they're the most okay honey items in the world, does it make it better? And with that question, I think these 2 stick in C. I'm thinking of putting Honey Shroom at the bottom of B. I don't know. I don't think it's... Lemon Shark is going to be a question. I'm going to go to the next item. We can still talk about Lemon Shark for sure, but I'm going to the next item because it's the easiest S tier in my life. It is the lemon syrup. If you guys know me, I love the speed builds. I love the hot pot. I love I love bubble gloop, and I love the lemon tree branch build. Those are my favorite builds. I think lemon syrup is easy S tier. If it was 2, it'd definitely be probably mid C. We'll go mid C. I don't think it's better than those honey items. I think that's where it stays. But then, these are the hardest items in the tier list to rank, as well as we're gonna have to come back to a few of these items. But I think right now we can get lemon syrup out of the way. It's an easy S tier build, lends itself to so much. It also has a 3 count of speed. So this is what I would like to see from Candied Nuts, because I think the base Spiny Chestnut gives you 2 or 3 Battlestar Acid, or not Acid, Battlestar Thorns. This should at least give you 3 thorns and then double your thorns, because that's what I love about the lemon syrup. It gives you that 3 count of speed, and it then doubles your speed. So I think that's only good. We can talk about lemon syrup, get that out of the way. The next one, I want to apologize. I did not notice. I was going to use the wiki to kind of get all these items together, but some of them are off. Some of the textures are wrong. This is one that I slipped up. This is the limestone fruit. It is now stone. Before, I don't think it had the stone tag, but it's also gray now, so the texture does not match if we go to look for it. So I apologize for that. Limestone fruit Battle start, gain 8 armor. If your health is not full, gain 2 acid. So this lends itself to not having full health, which is nice. But battle start, gain 8 armor. And if you want to run plated shield, it will probably double that armor to 16. But that, what I'm trying to say there is that's not the armor input you want to double. So it's a risky there. And if your health is not full, gain 2 acid. And on top of that, it has a count of 4 speed, which again is amazing. But for the tech it's offering and the utility it's offering, it is terrible. I think limestone fruit easily fights with the F tier builds or the F tier items. I think it's terrible. I mean, if your health is not full, gain 2 acid, that's awesome. But for the 8 armor and the 2 acid and the 4 speed, I do not think it's worth it at all. I think that's going to go right in the middle of F and stay there. I think that's one of the easier items to rank as how bad it is. I can't think of any reason you'd want to have a lot of limestone fruits in your build. I mean, that 8 armor is negligible. I don't know. I think it's terrible. I think it's terrible. So we're going to keep on going. We have another item here. It's going to be the marble mushroom. Again, this is probably going to be one of the most expensive items to get. And I forgot to mention last time, the last fruit we had was the limestone fruit. That's going to have a stone stake. So that's a rare item already with the lemon. This is going to be 2 rare items. Marble mushroom, battle start, gain 6 armor and 3 poison. It gives you 4 damage, which is all right. It has the stone tag, but another pretty underwhelming item per the circumstances. You gain 6 armor and 3 poison no matter if your health is full or not, so that's kind of nice. I could see it at the top of D because it lends itself to death cap bow, and it lends itself to anything where you need poison and you want to convert it or whatever. I don't know. Marble mushrooms, yeah, probably low D, but we're gonna need to figure out some of the orders of some of this. I think from S tier to like bottom B and like to the top of this C tier, we're pretty good. Like from lemon shark up, we're good. And lemon shark down to F tier, I think we're kind of confused. I mean, it's just about really locking in where these guys are. If this was old stone shroom A tier, but now it's just harder to find basilisk scale. It is. I can never, whenever I get basilisk fang, I look for the scale. I can never find it. And then it just like, it's almost no reason to have basilisk fang. Yeah, that item got wrecked. I think that's all we got to say, because the next one I really want to get into. Marbled stonefish, exposed, give the enemy 2 riptide and gain 3 armor for each riptide the enemy has. Again, we have a stone tag on here. It's a kind of expensive item, but well worth it. It only gets better with other riptide items, which is how I feel most of these food items, cauldron item combinations should go. It should only get better within the family of food items it's in. So fish, that's the thing, like I'm saying right now. All the riptide fish items build into each other so beautifully. But again, marbled stonefish, exposed, give the enemy 2 riptide and gain 3 armor for each riptide the enemy has. Again, that stone tag is there. It's kind of an expensive item. Way worth it item. I think I'm going to put it mid A tier. I think I like that because it just gets better with fish items. It gets better. It procs at exposed. And with that, you have the blacksmith bond where you can get exposed to trigger an additional time. I think that's only so much better for that. So I think for me, middle of A tier is great. I think right in front of the 2 roasts, which as we've discussed, it just is that item's effect, but better. But this one is that item's effect and then just so much more utility out of it. You can get more procs out of it because it's not a battle start item. I think we're good on that. I don't think I have to explain a little more on top of that, but the next item we have is the melon bomb. Battle start, deal 1 damage to the enemy 2 times. Whenever you deal 1 damage, decrease a random status effect by 1. This has both the bomb and water tags on it. I think back in the day, man, melon bombers were the old fish bombers, man. Melon bombers were terrible. I remember recording during that time. It was terrible. you always had to watch out for melon bombers. I never built melon bombers, but it was just terrible. Hated working with them. We're gonna go for I don't know, bottom of B. I don't know. I think bottom of B's pretty reasonable. I mean, melon bombers are not crazy anymore. I think the B tier is actually looking to be fine. Melon bombers are kind of back with that new flail build. It has reached the Hall of Fame. I think we have to account for that. Yeah. I think this is the perfect place to put it because it has re-entered the Hall of Fame. It is in the Hall of Fame build for the flail. And I tried one of those builds later. I'm going to retry that build this week too. I think middle of B tier is great. I want to put it behind the honey items because I'd rather mix for these honey items than just have one. Like it just has, I think it makes sense just putting it in the middle of B for the most part. Another item that's going to be hard for me to rank, melon lemonade. This is going to be your melon with your lemon. Battle start, exposed and wounded. Remove all your acid with a count of 3 speed. It does not have any tags. It removes your acid at battle start, exposed and wounded. Honestly, with as much utility acid has on it, I cannot think of a time where you want to remove acid. Me personally, I just don't build builds that work like this, but I couldn't imagine wanting to lose my acid at battle start, exposed and wounded, unless I was like a, I don't know, bubble gloop staff build maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know where this goes. I think bottom of D, just lemonade, hear you out. Okay, I can. I just have never, I can't think within how I build why I would want a melon lemonade. It doesn't use any rare items, so it doesn't lose its own value in being expensive. And that's about the most I can say about it. It's a good early pick to wait for acid mutation, and that lets you gather slime armor and similar stuff. I could see that. Right now for me, I could see it right here in C tier. I could see it being used for that. This whole C tier line needs some shaping up. I could see it. I never thought about it to kind of wait until slime or acid mutation and stuff. I never thought of it like that. That's actually nice. I may even employ that soon. Employ that. Dude, who do I think I am? I don't know. I think it's, I don't know. I don't know how to rank these items here. These items are kind of fine. I'm kind of avoiding the bottom of B as well. I don't know. We're gonna have to figure this out. It only takes one bundle. I'm gonna put it right here. I could see it being super utilitarian. We're gonna skip it because we're just gonna try to have to figure this out at the end of the, yeah. I think right there is good. I don't know. Its cheapness and ease of making and ease of use makes me want to put it at the top of C. I think I'm going to do that. Also, just to dog on these two terrible honey items. Melon Sangria, battle start, decrease a random status effect by 1. Whenever a status effect is decreased, restore 1 health. So Melon Sangria, I had to take a screenshot of this in the game, but we managed. This got a new texture. Again, the like this lime or this lemon item, it's now stone, so it's gray. But this item has a sanguine tag. It used to have a water tag, which made it better in my opinion. But battle start, Melon Sangria, battle start, decrease a random status effect by 1. Whenever a status effect is decreased, restore 1 health. The game became seriously strange. I just lost to a champion who had 3 diamond ruby rings and a mythic. What? Made a photo and I had a chance to win, but I wasted a lot of time because of my waypoint. It had a mythic item? That's insane. I think that's... I haven't heard of mythics being in Kingmaker. So that's kind of... That's lame. I'm sorry to hear that, man. There shouldn't be mythics in He Is Coming. A Kingmaker, at least. But where was I at? What was I doing? Melon Sangria. I think that's good. Above Bomber. Yeah, there shouldn't be any mythics in Kingmaker at all. I don't think there's even a feasible way to get them. Unless there's a new event that I don't know of, but that is obnoxious. I want to say that person was hacking, but I don't know. I think I'm going to put Melon Sangria, though, in B behind Melon Bomb. I think that works. I don't know. I feel like this tier list is going to need some refining here in a little bit. I think Melon Sangria is in the right place, though. Let's keep going. Next thing we have is the Melon Seeds over here. Melon Seeds. Battle start, exposed, and wounded. Decrease a random status effect by 1 and gain 2 thorns. I have never seen this one used a ton. And immediately, it makes me just want to put it at the top of D. That's just kind of the item, the feeling I'm getting there. It's remove 1 decrease a random status effect by 1 and gain 2 thorns at battle start, exposed and wounded. So it sounds like it's gonna need the melon. Well, I don't know. It just sounds super weak. I'm gonna keep it there. Honestly. Blood Moon armor. It caused that I took the hits from diamond rings instead of him. That's insane, dude. That makes me annoyed. I don't know why people are hacking the game. There shouldn't be a way to get mythics in Kingmaker. And I don't think if there was, I don't think mythics should be in Kingmaker. Melon Seeds is terrible. But the thing is, how terrible is it? I like the case you made for the sword being at the top of D, or giving it more respect for PvE and just early Kingmaker. I'll give respect to the sword. I think, I don't know, Melon Seeds is kind of terrible. Put it at the bottom of F, kind of towards the bottom of F. Mineral water. I want to work with this item, but I don't know how optimally. Battle start, decrease all your status effects by 1 and gain 3 armor for each removed status effect. It's the watermelon mixed with the steak. So it has that rare component to it with the steak. It's going to be an expensive item. If you're combining this with the melon, you're missing out on using the steak for something better. Got to keep that in mind. And this is just battle start, which sucks. If it had all of them, if it had battle start, exposed, and wounded, it would make it so much better. But again, mineral water, battle start, decrease all your status effects by 1 and gain 3 armor for each removed status effect. Okay, I was thinking the same thing. I was trying to give it a case, but that 3 armor gain for each status removed is negligible. And I think that's fine. What's the worst of F tier? I think this is fine. I almost want to put it at the bottom. Yeah, that's terrible. I think this is how I'm wanting it right now. We'll have to go back through again, like I said. Here we have another expensive item, but it's a good one. Moldy meat. -5 health, +5 damage. I totally forgot this existed in the sense of how much damage it gives you, that 5 damage. I think it goes at the bottom of A. And I'm not just doing that part of me is doing that because it's where all the roasts have been going and it looks right. But at the same time, this is so good. Moldy meat is so good. I've seen it tacked on at the end of most, like if there was builds using petrified edge, they'll stack this on the end. You could stack this on the end of a Blackbriar bow build and it gives you 5 more thorns per round. And if you have the bramble vest, which you need, it gives you that much more healing. I take Cauldron items shouldn't be only battle start. Yeah, I don't think so, because you're diminishing all the other usages. I think moldy meat is good. I think it's amazing. I think at the bottom, like we mentioned earlier, it's a ham item, so it just works. The -5 health, I feel like at some points is just negligible. Like you can get over that easy. And yeah, I think I like this a lot. And I think I could be wrong, but if you get the Holy Shield and the Holy Tome, and you get that, and this the item set for that is once you get that set, it the what is it called, the negative stats don't exist anymore. So I think if you pair that with moldy meat, it gets rid of that -5. Yes, exactly. Holy Crucifix, yes. And then Elderwood Mask. I need to work with Elderwood Mask more. I don't use that enough. But yeah, it's just awesome. I think this is super fair. I think that's A tier is looking amazing. S tier is looking about like how you think. I'm kind of getting suspicious of the Fish Bomber, but I mean, you cannot kill Fish Bomber builds, at least in the term of their prevalence. They will always be a part of any patch, I feel like. The next one, Mushroom Soup. I apologize again. This one looks as if it got an update. So just to be clear, I got Caviar to D tier. Caviar is too good. It is too good. Let's see. Again, guys, I want to apologize. Mushroom Soup. Turn start, gain 1 poison and restore 2 health. It has a damage of 2. It is food, and it has a sanguine tag now. It's the mushroom mixed with the wine, and I apologize because I took all of these easy PNGs, or like I took them from the wiki, so I saved them from the wiki. This was another one that I got a texture change. It is now red, and it now has the sanguine tag. And again, Mushroom Soup. Turn start, gain 1 poison and restore 2 health. I think I don't know. It sounds really cool. I haven't used it before. Again, turn start, gain 1 poison and restore 2 health. It has 2 damage, so it's on the lower side of a mushroom combo. If it gave 3 damage, it'd make more sense. That's a turn start, restore health. That sounds really sneaky good. I'm gonna put it behind the 2 honey items on C. I think I'm being super generous too. I don't know. That sounds really good. I don't know. Soup, solid F tier. I could see that. I don't know. I don't know. Like everything after these 2 honey items and down, I'm like super confused on where things are at. It feels like they're just placed, except for F tier. I feel like we're pretty firm in F tier. I think that makes sense for Mushroom Soup. Yeah. I don't know. I don't even think it goes as high as D. If anything, bottom of D. Yeah, we got to keep in mind these synergies here. And it is a rare. It's using the rare mushroom. I don't know. I think top of F makes sense. Because it's using a rare. It's more expensive. You can use the mushroom. I don't know, though. Because really, I'd only use the mushroom for moldy meat. So you're missing out a mushroom combo if you go this route. So I think that's fine in F because it's just I don't see it being good. It really doesn't feel good. Yeah, we're just gonna go with that. We wasted way too much time on that. I think that broken bottle is too high. It never worked for me. On the other hand, the poison melon is too low. It is really good. It replaces a duck in removing stuns and gives attack to that. Yeah. I think that broken bottle is too high. Stone mushroom is good damage. Is good armor. It's also good when you have a lot of poison. You can also use that fungal cloak to gain 2 per 1 poison. For stone mushroom, poisoned melon. This one, here, let's see. Here, let's finish up the rest of the items and then we'll move around from there. Stone mushroom, you want to move that up? I actually do. I do agree with you a little bit because I've seen this build used, or I've seen these items used, but they're just super niche and it's using a mushroom. Here, let's just, like I said, let's go through all these because I had to take pictures in game, so I'm not looking at a wiki or anything, so it's kind of like a little clunky. Let's just finish out the ones and then we'll focus, finish out these last items and we'll focus on rearranging because I do want to rearrange, but I'm gonna have to scroll back through like 55 pictures. So let's go for let's just go for petrified chestnut and then we'll rearrange from there. Petrified chestnut, battle start. If your health is full, gain 6 thorns and 6 armor. It's using the spiny chestnut and the stake. I think it's expensive for what it does. If your health is full, that's the caveat there. Both of them at the same time kind of is. Yeah. I think for petrified chestnut though, I'm going to start it in C tier and we can kind of talk about it. I think it's kind of lame. You need to have your health full to gain 6 thorns and 6 armor. I think that's kind of negligible. I don't know. I'm kind of thinking C tier for that. I've seen it used in a couple builds. I've seen it used for, I don't know. I don't like it. I don't think. Yeah. I don't personally like that. We're about to have like all the rest of the poison items to go too. And it's just for stone stake and golden chestnut. Yeah, I think bottom of C works for me. We're gonna have to clean, like looking at this, I'm like, we gotta clean this up. A tier and up is fine. The middle of like these two, I don't know. Let's not worry about it right now. We're gonna fix it. I think C tier is fine. We'll figure out where in C tier it lies in a little bit. Poisonous Duran, turn start, gain 1 poison and 1 thorns. It gives you that 3 damage from the mushroom. It's an expensive one. It's mushroom, which is a rare, and then the spiny chestnut, which is common. Where are you at? Poison Duran. I've seen it in a couple of builds. I'm gonna start it out in C again. I'm okay with moving it. I just gain 1 poison and 1 thorn. Gain 1 poison and 1 thorn. It gives you 3 damage. No tags on this item, and it's a turn start. It should steal enemy armor and gain spike equal to steal armor. It should. To me, it just sounds like a terrible. Deceptively strong. I think it's more utilitarian than all these items. I think we can use it a little more than other things. Think of cloak and pair this with bitter melon. Okay, let's at least bring bitter melon up. I like these two poison items than most of these other items because we have to think again, it is expensive. It's really figuring out where these honey items land. Like, do we really like these two mushroom combinations better than the honey mushroom combination? That's the thing I'm thinking. I can put the Duran here. Me personally, I'd put the Duran here. And bitter melon's gonna follow because I'm trying to use some of the newer the items we're ranking more right now to try to retroactively grade this melon. I think it's fine right there for now. Because I don't think I'd take a Duran over. I don't know. I would take a Duran. You know what? Yeah. Let's get the melon up. Honey mushroom is definitely like bottom 3 mushroom combos. So then saying that, we'd want the poison bow up here. To be honest, I'm more likely to combine all these items at the top of C than I am to ever get these two honey. Because like I said, at least in Kingmaker, these are your one honey items whenever you pick it. Like if you're building a mushroom with a honeycomb, that's your gold item. Or that's your honey item. And if you get the mead, that's your honey item. Honey mushroom. Like, I'm also trying to think of it as, what would I rather have in my inventory? Would I rather have these two? I would never have these two. That's how it looks to me. I think I put these at the top of C because that's where I don't know, I think I'm being... No, I really wouldn't want either of these in my inventory because they just don't make sense. I can do so much better with a mushroom and I can do so much better with honey for these two items. Like, I don't need honey mead. I would use my honey for something else and then I'd use my mushroom for something else. I can get 5 attack from I can get way more attack. I can get like a stat more of it. I think this is 4 damage for the mushroom, the golden mushroom, and then this is 5. And I'd much rather have the 5 damage with the caveat of losing 5 max health, but still it'd be better. I think that's how it works. Let's go on to the next one. It's another poison item. Poisonous lemon, battle start, gain 1 acid and 5 poison. This gives you 3 damage and 4 speed. So we got some good stats on here. No item tags. Again, it's gonna be somewhere in C to me, unless you guys have a better case for it. That 5 poison is scary. Honey shroom could possibly be D tier. It could. That's what I was thinking too. You think A tier? Let's see. Let's try to clean up. I can see. I'm gonna move wine glass down. I don't know why we had it that high to begin with, honestly. Let's see. Let's go from the top down. I love the S tier. I think the S tier makes sense. I think lemon syrup's perfect where it is. I think like candied or honeyed ham is amazing where it is because it's only good. It's only a good item. Lemon syrup's only good. Candied nuts is fine there. We need to figure out what we're doing with bee stinger. Maybe cherry cocktails are too high. Maybe the roast is too high. Yeah. But even in terms of acid, it gives you one acid. So it's not even... I would want more from the acid side as well. It has a good speed count. It has an okay damage count. I don't think Honey Melon is S. Because it's either super good or super bad. It has a high ceiling, a low floor. Not everything works on giving status effects through battle start. So that's kind of the argument we had for Honey Melon being where it is. Let's move on to the pufferfish. So we have the poisonous pufferfish. Battle start, gain 3 poison and give the enemy riptide equal to your poison. It only gives you 2 damage. Yeah, but I think the poisonous lemon's fine where it's at. Yeah, I think it's good right there. Which one? The poisonous pufferfish? Again, poisonous pufferfish. Battle start, gain 3 poison and give the enemy riptide equal to your poison. Yeah, I like it. Where did I put it? Did I? Okay, it's right here. I like the pufferfish. I've used it before. I don't think it was in a video, but I have used it. You can get riptide to up to 10 damage per turn with silver scale or the pearl. I forget what the pearl's called, but the sangria is a little better. We're really gonna have to figure out these poison items because I haven't. You could do a killer fish bomber with pufferfish to pH. Yeah, you could. Okay. I'm gonna stick here and we'll keep going because I just want to get these out of the way so then I can go through. I can go out of order and kind of figure out where everything else is. This is another should be easy kind of build. Roasted chestnut, battle start, gain 4 thorns and the 5 health. Again, roasted chestnut, battle start, gain 4 thorns and 5 health. I don't know where to rank that, honestly. I feel like other items do battle start thorns better, or there's just instances where you'll have battle start thorns in much bigger quantity than just having a bunch of these hams on you. I don't know. I think at the bottom of B feels good. I don't know. I just see these poison items at the top of C and I have no clue where to put them. I think D and down is good. I think top of B and up is good. Explosive roast. Okay, hold on. Let's go for the next one then. This is our last, or second to last honey item. All right, let's go for rock candy. Rock candy battle start, gain 15 armor. If your health is full, gain an additional 15 armor. That is huge, kind of. I don't know. This will be an expensive combo because you have the honey mixed with steak. So it's expensive. And it's the rock candy. At the beginning of your battle, you can have 30 armor. And then if you wanted to use plated shield to double that armor, I guess you could have 60. Is that a ton? I'm gonna throw it at the top of C tier and then we'll talk about it. I don't think it's crazy. I think it can be, but I don't think it's, I don't know. I don't think it's game breaking, and sometimes I want my honey items to be game breaking. I would much rather have that because I've used it in PvE. It should be base armor. Okay, we could put it at the top of D, honestly, because it's the honey item I would take above these other two. Yeah, I think this works out. I think that works out soundly. Let's move on. We're making good progress here. I just don't want to, I want to try to use some of these other items to put into context the other ones. We're on Rock Roast now. Rock Roast, battle start, your health is, if your health is full, gain 5 armor and 5 max health. Already I can think of items that give you more max health that are even better, like elixirs. I think this item's pretty terrible, not to mention it pays less if you're missing health. Yes. Rock Roast though, battle start, if your health is not, if your health is full, sorry, gain 5 armor and 5 max health. I don't like this one either. Bottom of D, it sounds like for me. I know that 5 additional max health on top of the other 5 you'll get is pretty cool, but I just think it's the waste of a stake. And then we'll be able to quantify where these other stake items go, because would I rather use my stake for a stake mushroom? Yes. Would I rather use it for a stake bomb? I don't know. But I think at the bottom of D is fine. If there's any comments, let me know. Does it give the 5 XP like other roast? It does. So if I'm reading this right, it should give you the 5 XP, but then you'll gain another 5 max HP in battle. So this is how I'm reading it. Rock Roast, battle start, if your health is full, gain 5 armor and 5 max health. And then at the bottom, it gives you that 5 health indicator. So it should be 5, and then you'll get another 5. And it has the stone tag. But again, I'm not... I don't know. I think it's fine at the bottom of D. I think it's kind of lame. Now we can get into Shark Roast, which is one that I'm trying to... Yeah, 10 HP, 5 armor. Shark Roast. Exposed, give the enemy 2 Riptide. It gives you 5 health. It does not have any other tags than food. Yeah. This is going to be a tough one for me. In the sense of stake items, I would definitely want it more than the Rock Roast, and I'd want it more than Bloody Steak. I'd want it more than this guy. And then there's a huge difference between, you said you ranked it among, I would rather have this than all these items, to be honest. That puts it right next to, I would actually rather have the Shark Roast than the Spiny Roast. Now, what do you guys think? And we have to figure out, I could see it kind of being A tier. I'm going to move this roast down. Let's just figure out where these 3 roasts go. I'm totally good with these A tier roasts. If anything, I could see this roast being at the top because it instantly gives you that 5 damage. It takes away 5 health, but I don't think that's a big deal. I think we all can agree that that 5 minus health is not a big deal. It's really going to be, I think the top of B and down to pufferfish and even the cherry cocktails locked in. This from here down, from B stinger down to honestly the top of D tier is where I'm kind of losing the tier list. I can't really, I think these 3 honey items in a row right here at the top of D are perfect. I liked your case for the swordfish. I think that's fine. Boil ham in front of all ham. That's fine. Yeah, that's fine. That works. And then I think I'm going to put that back up here. I think this has more to give. This gives you 5 Danny. I think that's fine. Let's see. Shark roast. We're gonna figure this out. All these roasts afterward. Let's just keep going through. Here's another one that's interesting. Silver scale melon. Silver scale melon. Battle start exposed and wounded. Decrease 1 random status effect and give the enemy 1 riptide. I've seen it used a little bit. I don't think it's crazy. I'm feeling right here to start with in D. I feel it like right there. That's where I feel that item. I don't think I don't know. Somewhere here. Top of C. I can see it above these items, to be honest. I can see it above these. I can put it bottom C. 3 debuff. And give 1 riptide. I can see it at the bottom of C. Again, let's keep going just to get... We're almost done. And then we can fix from there. Spiked wine. Wounded, remove 5 health and gain 5 thorns. Again... That's a good point. Sacrificing 2 parts of hot pot, you're right. I'm gonna again, this has kind of been my litmus test right now, or kind of my feelers. Would I want it over these 3 honey items? And that's honestly, to say yes to that is not bad. But wounded, restore 5 health and gain 5 thorns. I think that the honey roast and the melon roast should not stick together. I think that the honey roast and the melon roast should not stick together. Honey roast and melon roast. Which one do you mean the honey roast? The skewer? Oh, like this? No, you're good. You're good. Which one do you mean? Because I'm kind of understanding that you're... See, no big deal though. We're working this out. I'm glad y'all are here, because my list would have looked different. But I like the way this list is working out. Oh, bee stinger. I see. Okay. So where would you put bee stinger? Yeah, that's what I was telling y'all. Like, from here up is fine, and then kind of bee stinger and back to like the top of D. I'm like trying to figure out where these items go. No, you're good. I have all the names pulled up. That's the only reason I'm remembering anything about these. Here, we're almost done. Let's get everything on the board and then figure it out. We're gonna go for spiny kiwi fruit. Battle start, gain 2 acid and gain thorns equal to acid. I think this is another no-brainer. I think it's like somewhere in the top of B. Because if you work this with Blackbriar Bow or anything that uses thorns and acid. I mean, you got acid mutation with the Blackbriar bow build. Does good. Only above silver melon. What do y'all think? What do y'all think about spiny kiwi fruit? Let's get that one down. And it also has a stat of 3 speed. So it's good for anything in the speed engine, like anything using speed for damage, using speed for cleansing items. I think we gotta go. I think that's where I want to keep that. Unless anybody wants to change it. Solid B. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna keep that there. I like that there. Top B. I could see it here. We're gonna leave it there. I just want to get through it so we can really start. Yeah. I don't know. Let's keep it at B. Let's go Spiny Snapper. Battle start. Give the enemy 1 Riptide. Whenever Riptide triggers, gain 3 thorns. It sounds really good, but I don't really mess with it that much. But again, let's take into account what we said earlier. A lot of the Riptide builds build into each other. So that's been nice. So I would see a Spiny Snapper with like a Fish Bomber, but that's about it. I wouldn't really want a Spiny Snapper. Battle start, give the enemy 1 Riptide. Whenever the Riptide triggers, gain 3 thorns. That sounds kind of underwhelming. I think that's perfect. I don't know. Would I want it? Maybe top of C. It is like Fish Bomber, and like I was saying, it works well with other fish. Usually the fish work good with each other, fish items. I'm gonna put it at the top of the C, at top of C. Let's get through with this. Riptide is not that good. I mean, Riptide is good in the sense that there's always going to be Fish Bombers. The only difference is it's easier to power up bombs and thorns. You say that, but the next one is going to be Sugar Bomb. This is our Sugar Bomb here. Turn start, deal 1 damage 3 times. It actually does lend itself to Gunpowder and Talisman. Are you talking about the Sugar Bomb? I don't know where to place Sugar Bomb. I would put... Sugar Bomb is A tier now? I don't know. Sometimes when I get Sugar Bomb, it's kind of underwhelming. Deal 1 damage 3 times. It does, like I said, lend itself to Gunpowder and Sword Talisman. I've seen some builds with it too. I think the Flail build was a build that had the Sugar Bomb in it. I'm okay with bottom of A. Like, I wouldn't want a Sugar Bomb over these honey items. Yeah, it is better to use now. I think it's pretty meh. Yeah. For me, it's always been kind of underwhelming. And I think it's a waste of honey. Oh, this is going to be a tough one. I think that's fine, yeah. Okay, we're almost done. Let's get the last 2 and then really... the next one is Toxic Cherry. Turn start, gain 1 poison and deal 1 damage to the enemy, giving you 3 damage. It also has the bomb tag. The flail changed already? Oh my god, they already changed. I love that weapon. I'm thinking right here, C item behind, and my reasoning for that is I'd use a cherry for this one absolutely last. F, I'm fine with F. I wouldn't waste a mushroom on this, because you got to remember mushroom is rare. Okay, sweet. I thought we were I'm giving a lot of these items credit. I don't know how y'all guys have been building. I don't know what y'all have found out, but from all I know, toxic cherry is terrible. I think I'm gonna put it worse because it's expensive too. I'm gonna leave it there. Yeah, you're right. I used toxic cherry together with the melon bomb and it got me to the Hall of Fame. That is interesting. I don't see a lot of toxic cherry being built. Let's get to our last one and then really mess with this tier list. But at least it passes most of the stone stuff. Okay. Let's see. Let's get Trail Mix going and then we gotta rearrange. Trail Mix. Battle start, deal 1 damage and gain 1 thorns. Repeat 2 times. And this is pretty easy, pretty beginner friendly. It's the chestnut mixed with the bomb. Trail Mix again. Battle start, deal 1 damage and gain 1 thorns. Repeat 2 times. So we're obviously wanting to use both explosive powder and sword talisman with this, but I'm not dying for this. Yeah, 3 thorns and 3 damage. It's only battle start though, so that's gonna knock it down again. I'm not using the wiki. I'm using screenshots I took from the game. So Trail Mix, battle start, deal 1 damage and gain 1 thorns. Repeat 2 times. So yeah, you're right. It's 3 thorns, 3 damage. I think I'm gonna put Trail Mix right behind here. I don't know. I do not know. I kind of lost a hold of the build or the tier list, but now at least we have the fun use of hindsight, and now we can figure out where more of these items go. I think from S tier down, I'm pretty happy with this. Why don't we just, or we can start from, I just moved something. What did I move? I think I moved down one. Okay. I think we go from the bottom up. What is the worst cauldron item in the game? Is it mineral water? I would say it's mineral water. What do y'all think? Mineral water at the bottom? I don't know, man. I don't think it's that good. Ooh, I'm calling. Or the sword. I think I'm going to put the sword at the bottom because it's a stone, so it's expensive. It's the rare, and it's a waste of a stake. I think that's good. Worst is soup. Okay. I think it's the sword, just because it uses a weapon slot. I don't know, man. This is where we get into the nitty gritty, dude. This is where we get into the nitty gritty of the build. Let's see. Do we have any S tiers in hindsight? I know there was a question about Bee Stinger, or an argument for Bee Stinger moving. I just didn't know it should not be next to Melon Wine. Melon Vine though. I kind of want to. Ooh, I'm moving melon wine, melon vine all the way down. Sword is good. Is the same. What do you mean sword? Which one? The and then these honey items in the bundle I'm gonna have to figure out too. See, and then these two thorn items, I'm kind of like, I don't know if I'd take them over. I mean, I would, because these are just wastes, in my opinion. These are wastes. I think we have S tier firmly down. Oh, okay. So Deathcap Bow should go all the way down, you think? I think top of B is working. I think Cherry Cocktail's where it needs to be. I don't know where Bee Stinger goes. The roast can get more love. I don't know. I think Deathcap Bow is a mid-tier item. What should be in D tier? So you think the rock salt sword and bow should be in D tier? I can see that. I can see that. I can see Lemon Tree Branch and BB Bow. I like spiny. I like candied nuts over melon bomb or melon honeydew melon, just because if your opponent's not giving you enough status effects on battle start, which is very unlikely these days, but still, I think you can get around a melon bomb. The real issue and benefit of fungal bow is that nobody knows what to do with it. It's just tough. It's confusing. You need your strikes. You need to build damage. You need to keep poison on you. I think it's a bunch of stuff to keep track of, but I don't think it does. I agree. I think Rock Salt Sword is the worst combo because it just doesn't make sense. Hey, the Easter Bunny has been super rare though. I've seen it like once. And that was like the same day as the patch dropped is when I saw Easter Bunny. I haven't seen it since. But Honey Melon also makes you want to move vulnerable to bombers. That's true because you want to have less speed so that you can make sure you get the proc of the. Yeah. I'd say for me, the stonefish is a little bit more valuable than the honeydew melon. That's just me. I think as items, these roasts are way more utilitarian, and I'd more likely have these in my inventory than a melon bomb. I think we're getting there. I think these are more useful than the cherry cocktail, but the cherry cocktail is really strong, but within itself it is. I know, I've already seen that happen because what is this? What is this little guy? I need to figure out this little guy, dude. I need to figure out these these poison items. I realized with this tier list how little I use poison items. Here it is. Poisonous lemon, battle start gain 1 acid and 5 poison. You said the acid, don't worry about that. You really want the poison. Acid egg. We are not ranking eggs only because the wiki nor the game didn't have PNGs, so I didn't know how to go around that. Poison lemon is pretty solid. Okay, let's think about it though. Is poison lemon better than these 2 honey items? I think these 2 honey items are where they need to be. Again, they could go behind these guys. But would you rather have a poisonous lemon? I don't know. Let's not do it would you rather. I'm just saying, what would make your inventory first? Would you rather gun for these 2 or would you gun for the poisonous lemon? I just don't work with acid that much, I realize. I think from here down we're pretty good. I'm still trying to find a place for the bee stinger. I know. Yeah. The fungal cloak. I think I like that. I'm starting to think about explosive fish and being like, oh, that's kind of seems like a fraud. But even when I go against like 2 or 3 and they're starting to build their fish bomber and I have any other build, the fish will still take me out. That's why I'm trying to respect the fish a bunch. And I think that's reasonable. Again, sorry we didn't do egg combos. They just didn't have the PNGs up. So, and they don't even, they do have them on the wiki, but just no PNGs. I think F tier is where it needs to be. D tier is getting a little muddied. C tier is muddied up bad. And like the bottom of B, I'm still kind of trying to figure out. Ah, man, I don't know. I think wine bottle is going to stay in C. Hambat, I think, can go lower. We got to think about PvE applications too, like where this could apply for PvE stuff. I'm just gonna, I think poisonous lemon is fine where it is. That's fine. I think the bottom of F is, we're figuring that out. Spiked wine could be higher. I'm just like right here. I don't have no clue. The spiny fish. Also don't really know how to gauge that one. The top to A is solid, I think. I don't know, maybe these guys. Yeah, I like that better. The roasts are getting some love. But then again, I think the roasts are too solid of items to have. I think they deserve top of A. Having these in the middle of A, I think, is great. I think the stonefish in itself feels like a honey item. That could just be me. Bitter melon. Oh yeah, we were talking about that earlier. Yeah, bitter melon. Turn start, spin 1 stack of another random status effect to 1 poison with 3 attack. Stonefish is B. Okay, where does bitter melon go? I'll put it there. Did I just move it in the same place? I don't think I did. I think stonefish, if I put it B, I'll put it there. Or no, I think I'm okay with stonefish being like kind of towards the top of B. I know y'all guys like bitter melon. I can make sense of that. Why it would be good with fungal cloak and all that. Poisonous mushroom. Y'all are saying it's A. I think that's the best place to put it. I think these gold items in the order they're in right now are perfect. I think the hams are perfect. I'm giving the hams a better ranking than the honey because the honey items are expensive. You can only have one, whereas I see a lot of people put a ton of boiled hams together, a ton of lemon roast together, and then the poisonous roast I see like one of in an item, and I think it's good. If anything, I could see putting this back here. I think that makes sense. You're right, stonefish can only go good. That actually is a good point. I like where stonefish is. I kind of want to give cherry cocktail a little boost. That's just based on me. Cherry cocktails only do good with other cherry cocktails. I think we're building it. We're building it. This is getting good. I think sangria and I don't know, melon bomb. There was a time where melon bombers were the worst build ever. Like it was so hard to beat them. I'm gonna put these weapons together. I think I like that. Why is this here? Actually, now that I think about it, you could argue that roasted chestnut over bomb. Yeah. Roasted chestnut over bomb meat. So this is what you're talking about, bomb meat? Oh, I see what you're saying. I like that. And I think that's how I like it. I think this is good. I wish I had some music, but YouTube hates music. That's fair. I'm thinking so too. So I think I like S tier. I love. I think that only makes sense. Giving respect to the explosive fish, I think, is important. Yeah, bundle cost is a good idea, a good way to kind of rank all these too. I'm also thinking about actual cost in the sense of rare items. Some food items are rare, like our mushrooms and our steaks. I think A is looking amazing now, and I gave some respect to y'all's poisonous lemon or what. For me, is just suspend useless item to appear. I like it. I think I don't know. It's really C tier and down. I think Rock Salt Sword has to be down here. I actually could see mushroom soup being the worst. Yeah, because it does cost a rare. I don't know, man. This is tough. I don't think you need to think about bundle cost or how rare it is. Just think about. No, a lot of it does have to be. I think that does need to be in account a factor. Because I'd much rather spend. I'd much rather spend like my honey items because these two, you could pick these two in most builds and be fine. I don't know. I think I like it. The pufferfish and these two kind of seem. No, they seem fine. Yeah. Bee stinger is a big question mark. Where should bee stinger go? Because there's a huge drop off of like, I think for sure all of these honey items make sense. Lemon meat is S tier. I like lemon meat a ton. I'm trying not to be biased. I could see it being S tier, but I feel like top of A. And you get the acid where you could turn that to damage, or you could turn it whenever you get your slime potion proc. I could see it being S tier. It's not, but to be honest, it's not as game changing as a fish is, I think. I think top of A is super good. I think top of A is perfect. I feel like these two at the top of A are interchangeable. Same with these two honey items and same with these two, but they stay like these two can only switch between each other, and then these bottom two can only switch between each other. Bee stinger though, help me out with bee stinger, because there's a huge drop off on the utility from these honey items to these. So I'm gonna put it right in front of D, because I'd rather spend my honey instead of on these. I'd rather spend it on a bee stinger if I were. Bee stinger is B. I'd put it like right there now that I'm thinking about it. Yeah, I think that's perfect. I think that's perfect right there for bee stinger. I think these could switch. I think that's good. These two I'm kind of confused about. I know, that's what I'm saying. With bee stinger and with honeydew melon, they're only as strong. They have high ceilings, low floors. I feel like they could be super good or super bad. That's how I feel about honeydew melon and bee stinger. That's why it's super hard. I feel like if your opponent's not giving you crazy, and that's what I'm trying to say too. Like it's a skewer and honey. So I really don't. I would rather use my honeycomb to get the bee stinger than these three, but I would not rather use my honeycomb to get the bee stinger than these 6 up here, these 6 top honey items. And bitter melon was good. Wait, which one was a bitter melon? It was this one, yeah. You think bee stinger is stronger? Yeah, me personally, I don't think sugar bomb's all that strong. I almost, if it were up to me, I'd go something like this. I kind of go like that. I think that's a good point. I think Bee Stinger is stronger than Sugar Bomb, is what Stacey said, and I agree with that a ton. So I think wherever these two they have to follow, and this is kind of where it feels like for me. I don't think Sugar Bomb is crazy, man. There was a few times where I was doing some cherry cocktail builds, and I'd throw this in, and I'd get comments like, "Hey, that thing is useless," and I agree. I do agree. It's too situational for this to be good, Sugar Bomb. But I could also see why some people say it's A tier, but I don't think so. I don't think Bee Stinger touches A tier at all. I think it's too counterable. And just the utility that these three items give alone, I think they're top of B easy. I put Sangria over Melon Bomb because I'm still giving Melon Bomb respect of what it was. That's probably a bad thing. But I still think Melon Bomb, I don't know, because that's making me even think about Melon Bomb now. I did like 2 weeks of Bee Stinger builds and none of them got more than 3 wins. They suck, man. I'm going to just be honest, man. Bee Stinger builds suck. And that's your weapon. You have to think about it. That's your weapon and honey gone with Bee Stinger. Me personally, I think it sucks. I want to give it the respect of being a honey item. I want to give it the respect of how good it is first turn, but I think you can build around it so easy. I usually make a rusty sword build. Then as I find the honey, I switch to Bee Stinger without any hassles. I see that. But again, I do agree that Bee Stinger is better than Sugar Bomb. So wherever Sugar Bomb is, it has to be behind Bee Stinger. Cherry cocktails, I'm going to be super biased to because I loved building them when I did. Super fun, super easy. So just super fun and easy. That's all you got to say. But I could see these poison items being stronger than it. I feel like bitter melon has been hard to agree on a spot for, but I'm going to throw it above. Bee Stinger with extra attacks and additional acid poison slop is pretty good. I think B is perfect for Bee Stinger. B for the Bee Stinger. I'm kind of thinking about Melon Bomb. Does anybody have a switch for Melon Bomb? I don't know. I want to give it the respect of it being a freaking game-breaking build when it was, and it's kind of come back. I've seen like that flail build we built. I want to believe that's what we built with Melon Bomb, and it was kind of like doing pretty good. And it'll stack with gunpowder and sword talisman, so there's that. And whenever you decrease the status, I like it. Maybe just recency bias is why I'm putting these two guys above. I think the exposed stonefish is crazy. I think if you get it, of course it works best in a fish bomber build, but I think once you see like the potential you can get out of a stonefish is insane, especially with blacksmith bond too. I think it's just super. I mean, to me, stonefish feels like a honey item. Like it just is so. And the thing is, that's the plus. It's not even a stone item or a honey item. So when you get caviar, it makes it so much better. This kind of feels good. Give Bee Stinger the respect of. Yeah, but you said stone steak was too hard to find though. I agree, and it's expensive whether you find it from a farmer or you find it for 5 coins in a shop, or maybe 3, or even in a tent you can get it for 3. But if you have one stonefish, getting another one is just a plus. Like having at least one is fine. And it's just it's one stone, it's one steak. I think I like where the sugar bomb is. I don't really like that item at all. I don't know. I feel like right here we're losing it too. I really want to shape up. I really want to shape up everything behind the top 4 of B. Maybe top 4, top 5 of B. Fix up all the order of these items all throughout C, and then to the top of D. I think F is pretty interchangeable. I think F tier is fine. But I want to try to fix up C tier. Deathcap bow. Between these 3 weapons. Though, I don't know, man. That's tough. I think we need to bring up the stone mushroom. I just kind of want to not think about F, because it's not even worth like actually getting a good solid order in here. D tier. This is kind of our goalpost for D tier. These are definitely D tier items right here, in my opinion. And then it's just figuring out below them and above them. Yeah. Throw that there. I think we're getting there. These are pretty good. These are interchangeable. This is our D, like our D goalpost, like I said. I don't know. I'm feeling good now. I think this is like about it, unless anybody has some. Ride bike, please. Okay, I definitely will. It's finally got it finally got warm around here. The only reason I haven't had a motorcycle video come out is because it was getting kind of cold over here. And I hate the cold. I hate wind chill. Millen sword is pretty good to fight with foreheads. Like the Hydra? Oh, I see what you're saying. I think I keep Melon Vine. I can move it up. I wouldn't mind putting Melon Vine like here. I think I'd like Melon Vine. I think, okay, putting that context in with Melon Vine, I feel like that's fine. Yeah, I think I like that. I think Melon Vine Whip is way better than these 3, better than all the other weapons, but behind it. Yeah, that's a good point. I never thought about that. Yeah, guys, bring in all of y'all's stories, all of y'all's experiences, okay? I want to get this. I'm feeling better about the order and everything. Having all of these weapons back to back kind of feels wrong, but then again, looking at the items behind it, like in the middle of these, like this weapon item all the way up to the last weapon item, I feel like it makes sense. I think Hambat. I think that's where I like Hambat. I think. The spiny fish is fine right here. I think at the top of C is great. What do we want to do with the poisonous Duran, I think is what it's called. Yeah, poisonous durian. Turn start, gain 1 poison and 1 thorns for 3 damage. Y'all said it was good. Honey steak sometimes is pretty strong if you don't need honey. Yeah, but at the same time, it's just at most 30 armor. I think it's good in D. I think. I'm kind of no, I kind of like Hambat there. If anything, Hambat will go like right here. I think I like that. I think I like that. I think wine bottles where it needs to be. I think the potential for bloody or blood orange is there, but I don't know. This is kind of feeling like the list. If nobody has any objections. I know, I think I like where that is, the mushroom with stone. I like where that is. All of the worst are down here. I think this is pretty sweet. I think this is fine. Trail mix, I think, is getting away with just being overlooked. Battle start, deal 1 damage and gain 1 thorns. That repeats twice. It has a bomb tag. I think trail mix will be the next to move. It's only battle start as well. I think it's fine where it is. If not, kind of here. Blood sausage feels kind of high. I want to make this like good. Let's see. I'm going to make a few changes and y'all just tell me. No, that feels good there. These two are weird. Okay. I would give the spiny wine a level higher. I saw once a build that used it to the scaling of the bloodstone axe with the ring, and I think it's a great idea. I can put it up there. Bottom of B seems like a huge level up for that, but I could see where that would be really good. I have no problem with that. I think I love that. I think this is great. I think S tier down. It did. Lemon Shark was super strong. I like Lemon Shark a little better than the wine. This again decreases all of your asset at battle start, exposed and wounded. I think that's fine. I think the whip, maybe. I think these are so properly rated. The melon here, the Riptide melon, these two are kind of getting lost in the fray. Back here, I think we're great on D tier. I actually love D tier in the sense of its order. Let me see. Here, let's look at Silver Scale Melon. Battle start, exposed and wounded, decrease 1 random status effect and give the enemy 1 Riptide. Yeah, very underwhelming. I actually want that here. I saw one post in the past one, dude win 300 streak with that after they changed it. Turn lame. I see what you're saying. Petrified Chestnut, that's this one here. Battle start if your health is full. Gain 6 thorns and 6 armor. The if your health is full is tough there, man. Trail mix. Oh yeah, the fungal stone, whatever. Marble mushroom. Battle start, gain 6 armor and 3 poison. How do we feel about that? I don't know, that feels weird. It does give you 4 damage. Rock roast, if your health is full, gain 5 armor and 5 max health. Yeah, rock roast is kind of terrible. I think that stays at D. I think that's good. I may call the list here. This is our final run through. I think I feel comfortable with this. It looks good. Yeah, I think I like this. We're splitting hairs if we do any more than this, I think. Let's see. Yeah. It actually seems like a pretty decent list. The trail mix is kind of getting... I think I'm being a little rude to trail mix, but trail mix at the top of D just does not sound right. Trail mix. Battle start, deal 1 damage, and gain 1 thorn, repeat 2 times. I don't know. I think I ended up in the same place. I think I was being too kind to Deathcap Bow there. Melon Vine, I think deserves a little bit more love. No, I agree with the sausage. I've seen the sausage go crazy. I almost like it at the top of C. You are right with that because you can get so many thorns or poison. That's actually a good call. I think this here is perfect. Mid Shark. Am I being too rude to the Blood Orange? I think maybe Blood Orange is mid C. I need to look at B one more time. I think that's fair. That's the fairest ranking in here. And then Exposed Fish is where it needs to be in my opinion. I'll put the Spiked Wine a little higher. Honestly, I think I like it now. There may be a few items in here where I could see a switch happen. I love where Hambat is. I think that's properly rated. Honeymead being the last honey item is amazing, I think. These two are perfect considering each other. Melon Bomb can be moved to D tier. Interesting. Why do you say D tier? You're not wrong. I don't know why I was giving it so much credit. There is a build with the flail that was doing a lot with the Melon Bomb in two sangrias. And I excuse me. I think I was giving it more respect because the Melon Bombers of old were crazy. It used to be very strong for sure. Silver scale melon is so hard. I don't know. Golly. I like it, I think. Man, dude, I don't know. I want to give Melon Bomber some respect because it has the capability of being a Hall of Fame build still. I don't think I could say the same about anything behind it. Oh my gosh, I don't think it's an F tier. I don't know. Honey Mead does kind of feel like an F tier. Man, dude. Excuse me. I think having all these together makes sense. Man, dude. I don't know. I think this as a final ranking will do. Let me see. I'm going to go through, see what I want to change. No, I think I'm good. I do. I know that Harley, if you mean Japanese bikes like some sports bikes, I do. I want to get one. But I've always wanted a Harley, and I know that at least in Japan there's a good chopper scene over there. I've seen a bunch of videos of the chopper scene in Japan. That's why I wanted to start recording my own. There's gonna be more riding videos coming out, don't worry. I'm gonna work on one for this next Sunday. But I think this is gonna be our tier list. I'm gonna go ahead and eat. I think this is good. For those of y'all that watched the entire stream, I appreciate y'all, and especially those of y'all that commented and helped me get this tier list together. I'm good with this kind of final setup. I gotta go record videos for Monday. So 2 He Is Coming videos on Monday. I'm gonna get another riding video for this coming Sunday. Don't worry. But as always, guys, thank you guys for all the support and everything. Thank you guys for watching.